And we're back doing one of my 5 exercises. You know, if I do manage to get some traction with my videos, I'd have to get to the point where I actually make money off of it, or or I have the time. So probably not till next year, because I'm starting my winter job in a couple weeks, and being a fucking big boy isn't going to be very good for that. It's just gonna because I do I do a manual labor job, and when you're huge like that, it's terrible because you just get a pump from everything, especially a back pump, and you don't want to have a back pump for 8 hours. Oh yeah, you guys are probably too young to know Alf. Well, I didn't even watch Alf. I just saw a few commercials when I was really little, and my brother was terrified of him. So, anyways, next year maybe if I can start making money off this, and I have the time, then I'll go for a 500-pound bench. I just have to weigh probably a little over 300, and then I just got to take enough creatine. Okay, so we're done a little early today. So I picked up some ground beef. I got to finish off these 2 sausages, just because I didn't want to have all 14 yesterday. So, anyways, and then so we're making sloppy joes. Okay, we're not putting the sausages in there. Those are just going to be an aperitif, an appetizer. Okay. I forgot to go out and get a new pan. So we're gonna be indulging in some toxins today. There you go. Oh, it's just a normal. A little bit of schmutz is okay. All right. Well, so what are we gonna do for you? So cook the ground beef. The good thing with the ground beef is that, well, maybe if it's really lean, you gotta put butter in, but it's so fat generally that it produces enough oil so that it doesn't stick. Might as well put those sausage in too. Let's see what happens with them. They're going to be getting like, I don't even know. It's going to be, they're going to be getting violated by the ground beef. I got some big, yeah. If you didn't notice, I got some big ass boomer buns. See, if you're a boomer, what you got to do? This little bun here, you'd be able to fit. If I was a boomer, what I would do is I'd put a slice of bologna in there and a slice of Kraft cheese. You know the single slices that come into the plastic. I mean, that's like the shit they scrape off of the factory floor. Best stuff ever. That way you get there's some protein in that. Okay. I don't know if you know another thing I hate other than boomers. Well, not all boomers, just about 99.9% of them. People that say peanut butter is a source of protein. Get the fuck out of here, freak. Peanut butter. If you're gonna eat peanut butter, eat natural peanut butter, not soybean peanut butter. Okay. And it's a little more of a hassle because you got to put it in the fridge, and then when it comes out of the fridge, you got to mix it up a lot. But you don't want to be eating soy because soy, obviously, as the name implies, soy is for soy boys. Okay. And that's not a made up thing. There's something in soybeans that cause your estrogen level to rise. Okay, and the way that estrogen works is that your I guess HPTA works is that your body wants to get to a certain level of estrogen, and then it can take a break on testosterone because estrogen has a lot of physiological functions in the body, and it's like it's an antioxidant. It's protects your organs from stress. That's why it's kind of sometimes a bad idea to have lower estrogen if you're going to be using a lot of steroids. All right. Any minute now. I don't even toast the buns because I'm going to be putting, this is a little over a pound. I'm going to be putting half a pound in each bun. That's why you need big ass boomer buns. Oh, you see this shirt here? How many people have a Zimmerog t-shirt? Okay. Zimmerog is a black metal band. It's a YouTuber. It's just a one-man band. And he's got some funny stuff. I used to like black metal, but black metal's too cringe now. There's still some good songs. There's probably about 10 good songs. But then the rest is just all plagiarism. Because it's just all tremolo picking. And, they have the high-pitched screams on top of tremolo picking riffs. And the whole song will just be like 16th notes. The whole song. There might be a ringing out note. They're feeling creative that day. And obviously it's in 4/4, which I don't really like anything that's not in 4/4 time because if you do a couple breaks in the song where you do an odd time signature, then that's okay. But if the whole song is 5/4, then it just sounds weird. Well, some songs sound good, like the Mission Impossible theme. That's 5/4. Most odd time signature stuff is just like nerd crap. It's just nerd silly Billy. Okay. All right. I need something to knock these guys around with. Okay. Schmutz level, minimal. Okay. So, one thing I noticed is that extra lean ground beef kind of sucks because you want that extra fat because it adds flavor and obviously calories. I'm not gonna put my sloppy Joe in mixing yet. These are on sale. Normally they're $2.50. Can you believe that? This one was $1.25. And it is a good way to get some sodium because I'm going to use the whole package, so I get 2,400 milligrams of sodium. That's not too bad. Let's look at the nutrition facts on this guy. Oh, yeah. Per one boomer bun, 45 grams of carbs. 8 grams of protein. Look at this. Hydrogenated and modified palm kernel oil. Soy lecithin, that stuff. Those are testicle shrinkers. Well, I shouldn't be talking because, I've been using creatine for a little over 3 years, so my testicles are about half the size they used to be. But, they were just getting in the way before. You know what I mean? You don't want to have two wrecking balls between your legs. You guys might not be able to relate because you're not a 7-foot tall person. But just trust me. Somebody commented and he said that it's not a proper it's not a proper video of mine if I don't eat an obscenely large meal. Well, maybe I gotta fit some more of those in, but I'm not really trying to gain weight right now, so I don't want to turn into Badlands Chugs or Nicocado Avocado. Definitely not him because he's a silly Billy. Let's do some other boomer. Oh, this is the ultimate boomer. Why are they stuck together? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, they're taped together. Okay, so this is what your fucking boomer parents eat, okay? Because, multiple grains is more healthy. It has more fiber. Sure, sure. First of all, don't eat freaking cereal, okay? You know, there's a guy who's popular on the internet right now. I don't want to give him any credit because you know he stole my whole stick, okay? But he eats a shitload of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Do not eat that, okay? Because it's you're probably not the type of person. Well, maybe you are the type of person, but it's a bad habit to have. It's bad. You should not be eating that much sugar, okay? Because you need to maintain insulin sensitivity, and when your blood sugar is spiking, and then your insulin has to match that, then you become desensitized, and the fructose just pwns your liver, okay? So you need a high functioning liver, and then it causes mitochondrial dysfunction. Don't eat that shit. You got to break your sugar addiction. It takes about 2 weeks. Just drink milk. There's a lot of sugar in milk, but that's lactose. That's not fructose. And if I remember correctly, lactose is galactose and glucose. A few years ago, I was gonna go. It was like semi-carnivore because I would get like a mix, a shepherd's pie mix or a sloppy Joe mix, and then I would just eat ground beef. So it was like 90% carnivore, but there's still some carbs in those mixes. And I ate just ground beef for 8 days in a row, and the last time I ate it ended with me super nauseated. I was sitting at my computer desk, and I was sitting in the chair, and the only thing that could stave off the nausea, because I felt like I was definitely going to barf, I had my head, like I was face down on the keyboard for about half an hour. Sometimes if you feel nauseated, you feel like you're going to puke, that might save you. Oh, what's this? Oh, here we go. It's Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel. If you're tuning in from the United States. Oh, no, this is mixed with cane syrup. Okay, yeah, so. Yeah, so if you're tuning in from the United States, you're a boomer, or maybe slightly older people in your family. That's their favorite spot. If you're going through, I haven't been to the Midwest in America, but if you go through like Tennessee or Kentucky, those are really nice people. People don't like because the Southern accent, and they just they think that that's like Deliverance, like hillbillies. Doesn't bother me. If you come to my town, and you saw these guys, the bourgeois yuppies. Oh man, you'd be begging to go hang out with the rednecks. All right, so let's load these guys up. There we go. So you gotta make a good. See right there. All right. That's a big rig. Who's next? Oh, baby boomer bun number 2. These things are already fucking hollow. This is like a bag of chips. Don't eat chips. I used to really like Sun chips. I don't know if they have those where you come from. Those are pretty good, but don't eat those. Oh, we're gonna have some oil in there. Perfect. Perfection. This is gonna be good. Eating a pound of ground beef every day is not a bad idea. Your boomer parents, maybe you probably have Gen X parents, but your boomer parents will tell you that it's bad. It'll give you a heart attack. But looking like being a male, looking like you're pregnant, that's fine. You can have a big gut if you bench press 500 pounds. Okay. I had this customer, and he has neuropathy, which means he neuropathy is generally like a numbness in a certain area, and you have limited control over like the motor units in that area. So he had like numbness in his legs, so he was having trouble walking, right? Because he didn't know where his freaking legs are. So he's like, "Oh, doctor said there's no cure." Well, I'm like, "Well, I need to fix your diabetes." And then his response was, 10% of the people in Canada have diabetes. Wow. I guess you're part of the afflicted, dipshit. If you're, like, people don't know that, so what type 2 diabetes is insulin insensitivity. Okay? So you're going to be storing what should be going into the cells, the glucose, triglycerides, you're going to be storing that in visceral fats. They're storing on the organs. And so the organs are deprived of nutrients because the insulin's not working. And then also they're not functioning properly because they have visceral fat on top of them, like the liver and probably the kidneys and everything else in the midsection, because that's where they store. Because diabetic people have skinny arms, skinny legs, and a big midsection. Okay, because they can't store any energy in their muscles. Type 1 diabetes, it just means your pancreas doesn't work, and so you don't produce your own insulin, so you need to inject it. So if you have type 1 diabetes, you just have bad luck. Okay. But type 2 diabetics, the people do it to themselves. So this guy's trying to say like he's I don't know, maybe there's like little kids that have cancer, like leukemia. Okay, is he going to try and say that he has that sort of affliction and he's hard done by? Get the fuck out of here, freak. It's more like in Canada, it's probably more like 40% of people have diabetes. They say Americans are fat. It's the same here. The only difference is that the Americans have more guns. So, don't eat this before you go work out. Well, I've done it before. Holy shit, it felt terrible. You probably want to give if you have a decent sized meal, you probably want about 2 hours. You want to eat about 2 hours before your workout. If you're doing barbell training, if you're doing like that cable shit, where you're just doing like isolation movements, whatever. Man, this thing is so fucking oily. It's going right into the muscle. That's surprisingly good. And if you're trying to lose weight and you're fat, because I was fat, so I understand. I have sympathy for that. Some people don't see it as a problem. And they also are entitled. They think that, oh, why do I have to pay for 2 airline tickets? We need more electric scooters at Walmart. This is fat phobia. This is you need to. It's not convenient for me. All right, you need to accommodate my big bodiedness. Man, fat people. And if you're trying to lose weight too, if you're around fat people, they will not want you to lose weight. They will fucking sabotage you. So you probably need to get new friends. If you also try and quit drinking, let's say you do quit drinking, then the people who drink, they're not going to want anything to do with you. Well, you're better off that way. But if you're around people that drink, they'll want to ram down your throat. Holy shit, look at this fucking thing. Oh, that's a sandwich. You notice everybody's an online coach. Do people have no the common sense? So, let's say you want to lose some body fat and get stronger. Okay. Why would you hire an obese person? Maybe they like being like that. That's more optimal for them. And they got their blood work. They got their blood work back, and it was good. Maybe we'll do another fitness influencer review. Killjoy. What the hell happened to people these days? This is how you know you're old when you're like, what the hell's with the wrong next generation? I'm still a millennial. I'm not Gen X. I look like I'm 40, but I'm not 40. I'm a ways off from 40. Thank you very much. What the hell happened to these people? Yeah. You ever heard of the 1,000-cock stare? There's a lot of that going around. Boy. If you guys are looking for a training program, I was just thinking that I should sell training programs, but it would be plagiarism. Because you're probably a novice and you should just do the starting strength novice linear progression. That's gonna give you more results than anything else. Because the things that make the biggest difference in your physique are the squat and the deadlift. Not doing isolation movements. You ever see these guys that have 17-inch arms and their neck's about 12 inches around? They have no traps, no shoulders. Don't be those guys. Do not be those guys. Those are dude bros. Those are guys that talk about time under tension. Time under tension is stupid. That just means light weights. I'd be like, oh, these other guys, they got big on light weights. If you take enough steroids, you can look jacked lifting light weights. You see that guy that was with Larry Wheels, Neckzilla? The guy is he's probably one of the most muscular human beings of all time. And he was only doing incline dumbbell press with 70-kilo dumbbells. His muscle bellies are huge. See, it's a genetic thing, and then you could do the Nasser Al-Somebody approach. Nothing against him, where you take 5 grams of test, and it can be you can use it as a crutch. I don't think there's a thing called muscle maturity. I don't know if that's when you get to a certain strength level, that's what you should be aiming for. Because when you're PRing and you get to certain levels, you squat 500 pounds, 600 pounds, you deadlift 700 pounds, then your body's changed forever. All right. It's like in RuneScape. Okay. Once you get 80 strength, it's not going back down. Okay. Sure, you can be weaker if you stop working out, but you'll still be way stronger than you were if you had never lifted. But of course, since you put in that much time, you're going to want to maintain it because it makes you feel good, right? Sometimes I think my cooking's not that good, but it's just because I go so overboard on the quantity. It's like I go to a restaurant, I order a dish, I get 3 eggs. It's for breakfast, let's say. And it's really good. I cook 12 eggs at home, and I'm nauseated by the time I finish the 8th egg. That was really tough. And the only thing I tried was eating raw eggs, because raw eggs are easy to swallow. So what I do is I'd crack 6, and then I'd pour them into a bowl, or I'd crack 6 into a bowl, and then I'd stir them up with a fork, because sometimes swallowing yolks is kind of weird, and so I'd mix it up, and then I'd swallow that, and then I'd crack 6 more into the bowl and do the same thing. That would kind of my stomach wouldn't feel all that normal, and it ended with me shitting my pants. And the first time I thought it was a fluke because I was also sick. But the second time, what happened was I had loaded up all my equipment for work, and I was on the other side of town, And, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, you feel gas, and you're like, oh, it's just a fart. It wasn't a fart. Fucking shit my pants. I had to sit in my shit all the way home. I was driving back home for 15 minutes. Good thing you didn't get on the seat of my truck. Holy cow. And, you know, I had to take a shower. Obviously, those clothes need to get rinsed out. Hopefully you're not eating right now. I suppose you could pause the video. But anyways, if you can handle it, yeah, sure. But, well, maybe also eating, because I would eat like, I would eat more than 12 a day raw. So I had days where I had 30 raw eggs. That's probably the thing I probably could handle, because when I was in high school, I used to do 6 or 12 in one day, and I had no problems. So it's probably just a quantity issue. But I'm not going to start doing that again. Because it tastes gross. Oh, man. Yeah, first time I shit my pants was, yeah, so I was sick, but I wasn't feeling too bad. Went outside. I got on my truck. I was going to go somewhere. As soon as I sat down in my seat, I thought it was a fart. I just shit my pants. So as soon as I got on my seat, I was in my seat for about a second and a half. And then I got back up out of my seat, went back in the house, and I had to have a shower. Don't tell anybody. This is between you and I. Okay? If you tell anybody, I'll just deny it. Oh. I still have to drop out the can, mate. Drop some ground beef. Here, you guys can have that. Oh, boy. You know, I think my video blew up when I was talking about Fairlife Milk and how it's the best thing on the market. Because now at the grocery store, they're all sold out. Shouldn't have fucking done that. You got any other embarrassing stories? I'm not really embarrassed by that. I remember for a while, my family used to go to Florida every year. I used to always get sick. You know, oh yeah. I remember we went to Isles of Adventure in Orlando. Maybe it's outside Orlando, but it's the Universal Studios. One of the other park, and I had this. I don't know if it was that, but anyways. Well, basically, I always get sick, and then the last when we went there, when I was in grade 10, we went for this Halloween Horror Nights thing, and they've got all these like haunted houses you can walk through. Like there's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there's Freddy Krueger, I think it's Friday the 13th, Halloween, The Thing, maybe some more, maybe some clowns, and yeah, I remember I got sick, and I shit my pants pretty good. Remember we were in Georgia driving back, and I sneezed. It was all over my pants. Hopefully I don't get demonetized for this. Hopefully I get monetized for it, though. All right. Yeah, I don't remember what I did with that. Remember, I brought back one of my friends to this. It must have been still when we were in Florida, okay? And it was a tourist place, and it looked like I don't even know. It was a barn, and they sold merchandise there, like t-shirts. So I got my friend this t-shirt, and it was a white t-shirt with a gator on it, and there was some red on it to show like for blood, and it was already ripped, like you got mauled by a crocodile or an alligator. That was probably his favorite. He probably framed that shirt.
Well, that was kind of gross. What are you guys eating for supper?